Things people say you don't understand.
Yeah, I actually have a thing first. I just came from the dentist.
Yeah.
And I think I know where you're going to stand on this, but I don't really know for sure. So they asked, it was apparently time for me to get x-rays. And I'm like, yeah, I have an appointment at 11, or I have a thing to do at 11. I have a thing at 11. I think that's how I said it. I have a thing at 11, and so if we can do it next time, that'd be cool, because usually...
Yeah, don't take my fucking life away.
Yeah, right, because who knows, and it's uncomfortable, and I don't like it anyway, but I'm open to it when I have time for it, but I don't have time for it. So let's go. And considering when I got here, I was the right call,
Yeah.
Right call. So the hygienist says, so what do you have to do? Like, you have to work or, whatever. And I'm like,
was it a judgmental, like, I know you don't, I'm calling your bluff? Or
No,
it was
no.
just conversation starter?
No, it was a small talk thing.
Yeah.
Now, I have to say, I don't appreciate that.
Yeah, I hate small talk. I think it should be outlawed at grocery stores that you cannot comment on my purchase. That should be a law.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Put that in
100%
fucking stone. Put it in the 11th commandment.
Yeah.
Don't fucking mention that you like the ice cream flavor I chose, or that you haven't tried the candy bar. Is it good?
Yeah. Is it good?
Yeah. Fuck you.
Or,
go buy it.
Or here's what I'm willing to accept. I didn't know we had these, which is a Costco thing.
Maybe.
I
don't
had
want that
those.
shit either.
I'm okay with that one
want it
because it doesn't personally engage me.
Yeah, and
unless I choose to respond. I don't need to respond.
I do understand that you're sitting there all day beeping, and you're, for the sake of them, they want to have conversation, but like feel the room. Same here. Members check in and come in the gym and they're training, and I can feel when they're checking in or they come to the front desk if they want to talk or not.
Right.
I always just give everyone a cheerful, hey, what's up? How you doing? And then if they kind of open, I'll rattle off. Because it's the same thing, but I'm not just going to fucking rattle off to every single person that comes in.
No.
Maybe they just want to check in and do their thing.
Yeah.
That's me. When I'm
have
in
a good
public,
workout.
Yeah, have a good one. When I'm in public, I've talked about this forever, and people talk about it now too, but like airport stuff, like I go through security. I like to travel in the winter because then I can wear a beanie or a hoodie and not look like a creep. Headphones, I don't even wear sunglasses. I'll put sunglasses on. Don't talk to me.
Yeah.
And some people have like a talkable face or whatever.
I feel like I have a talkable face. People
I hate that.
engage me unless I'm walking through some places doing sampling, in which case I don't make eye contact with anyone.
Like Costco or something?
Yeah, Costco or like...
I try to make a no eye contact ever, so I think I'm probably down the middle of approachable or not. I do definitely have resting bitch face, although when an interaction does happen, I do like to be nice, just short.
Right.
Like if I'm buying a coffee from you, I'm going to say thank you genuinely, but I'm not trying to tell you about my day or where I'm going.
Yeah. It just seems like, I don't know, I have too much of a boundary issue, but it's a boundary issue for me. It's like I don't need to talk about it. And I don't want to explain it to you. Heaven forbid. Because like the kind of work that we have been doing for years, not that easy to explain to people.
That too. And when we're on the road, whether it's podcasting or expos or something, that's full of small talk, which I hate. You know how like people rip, not to jump, we can jump back, but how people rip like mediums and psychics and stuff because they'll say things that are just so like, arbitrary. Someone died in your life. And you're like, yes, someone died in my life.
Yeah,
Someone's died in a lot of people's lives, right? And then they pick you apart. I feel like the internet psychology, obviously horoscopes fit into that really well, and horoscopes are really popular now for some reason. I guess they've always been, but I feel like they're extra popular. Like it's such a big meme now. Like horoscope girls are like a girl, like a type of girl, It's like a type of woman you
I'm
meet.
not aware of that one.
Yeah,
we can throw that one into the topic for the day.
Yeah, we should get like just a bunch of single dudes and have a chat here because the horoscope girl is like a girl. It's a girl. It's all of them really, but it's a girl. It's just like, I don't know. I don't even know. But it's a thing. But the meme or like, life coach is the thing on the internet. There's like psychic coaches, or not psychic, psychology coaches and like horoscope people. And some of it makes sense. And some of it I think are real PhD psychologists making content like we do, right? We're fitness folk and then we make content to help, and some are just a broader audience.
Right.
But something they say, and it probably is somewhat true, but it's just such a broad brush, is that like introverts don't like small talk and ADHD folks don't like small talk. I'm like, yeah, but like some people just don't like small talk too.
Right.
Don't
But I will point out that there is an irony to this because, in a way, we sort of talk for a living.
Oh, for sure. Oh, and about arbitrary bullshit small talk. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, but it's like I don't, and this is something that like I have had hygienists before that that didn't engage too much.
Yeah.
And it was such a relief.
Yeah. That's just everything, though. Like you said, like the grocery store guy, the fucking personal trainer, the anything. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to do the task that I showed up for.
Yeah. I just I don't want to really want to give you any of myself right now.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. I don't want to be here in the first place.
Yeah.
That's how I am with like grocery shopping or like any task. Like I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
So then like this small talk's not helping. And this might since last episode we already probably pissed off everybody that listens. I'll keep pissing them off. I think that everyone would say they don't like small talk. If no one's going to admit like, yeah, I love small talk. I love hearing about someone's favorite color and fucking coffee order.
I'm okay with hearing about other people's stuff a lot of the time.
Yeah, I'm not. But,
go on.
but I don't think anyone would ever say, like, I enjoy small talk, right? Like, that phrase has never been said. But the issue is there's probably over 50% of people that do enjoy it, like shallow interaction or any social energy, because then they feel in the mix. And I reckon that to lack of self-awareness and intelligence. Yeah. And so that's probably, again, probably above 50% of our listeners. Because what are they doing? They're just hopping in on our small talk.
Yeah. Part of a podcast like this is the feeling like you're in the room. And so you're in the room and we don't really want to talk to you.
Yeah, we don't want you here.
We do want you here, but we don't want you physically here.
Yeah, no. Yeah. You're on mute.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to unmute.
Welcome to the Zoom society.
Yeah.
Similarly, sometimes you don't know what to say about yourself either, and it isn't easy to, as I said, it isn't easy to describe what we do.
Yeah. What do you say? I've thought about this too, and if someone asks me what I do, I just say I work in the fitness industry.
Well, I will. I have an example. A couple of days ago, I got a notification from Classmates.com, where I am listed for whatever reason, that someone had left a note on my profile. That's the thing you can do if you're not paying for it, I guess.
Yeah.
And it takes more than a month to get notified about that unless you're going, so this note was left on May 29th, and I just got the notification this week. Okay. So it's somebody that went to grammar school and high school with.
Oh, dang.
He's like, oh, yeah, hey, I remember you I went to French camp school, grammar school.
Yeah.
I remember you from French camp. What are you doing now? And so I click on his profile to see what he's doing. I went to my grammar school was very multicultural, super multicultural, semi-rural, very broad spectrum of life experiences and educational expectations on one thing or another. So I clicked to see what he's been doing. He, after he graduated from high school, he did 2 years at a community college, which is very common.
Yeah.
And then he went to Cal Poly. And then he went to Cal, where he got a master's and a PhD. And he spent 10 years in the Air Force.
Oh, damn.
And since 2000, so over 20 years, he's been working for NASA.
Oh, fuck.
NASA Ames, and I have nothing to say to that.
Yeah.
I have, and I was one of the smart kids, and
Sure.
I think that where I came from, the smart kids were identified more by language skills than by math skills. And
yeah, this
so
dude's a fucking astronaut.
Or engineer, whatever.
Yeah.
And
you see, I'm never gonna have anything like that because my school's so small.
Yeah.
Like I have dinner twice a year with everybody that I still talk to from my school. I had 20 kids that I went to school with from kindergarten to 12th grade.
Yeah.
So I know what everybody's doing. And then if I don't know what they're doing, I'll probably just never talk to them.
Yeah. I have some contact with people that I went to grammar school with that I didn't go to high school with, actually sort of one person. It's just on Facebook. I have somebody I haven't seen in ages or whatever. But yeah, so what did I say? I said Sac State MBA, which is true.
Yeah.
I said I worked in healthcare, which is true. That's only part of the story. Consulting, which is true. And now I own a gym
Yeah.
in Sacramento, which none of those things really fit all that well
Right.
together, but it is.
Yeah,
it
what am
is
I going to
it
say?
is.
Like, oh, I put my face on. I used to joke even on the internet, but it was on the internet, so it was more of a joke. I would never say it in person that I'm an online male entertainer.
I've seen that in your
Yeah,
profile before.
because that's what I am.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking monkey on the internet. Like, I put my face on the internet for a living.
Yeah.
But, like, you can't say that. And then not that, some of it's definitely my ego.
Mhm.
I don't know why. I think because we've been in it so long, like
Mhm.
gym owner, it just doesn't sound prestigious.
It kind of doesn't. Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
it
Like
does to
business
some
owners.
people.
For a second, I thought being a business owner is sick and like you're doing it, like you're the fucking man, right? Like, whoa, you own that. And then like I went through a phase where I'm like, oh, that's stupid. Everyone owns a gym. You know what I mean? And like I don't know. I go back and forth, and this is 100% my ego speaking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just say the fitness industry because yeah, what are you gonna say? I'm a podcaster, and then weird or oh, I'm an Instagrammer. I'm a YouTuber.
Yeah.
I've never said that once in my life. I make YouTube videos. And I'm not like embarrassed of those things. Like I think it's cool that you're a YouTuber, but like I don't know if I qualify as that.
Yeah.
And then if I really said what I do, I'm going to be talking for an hour about myself, and I fucking hate that.
Yeah. That's what it comes down
Like,
to.
well,
that.
I podcast. I actually live stream on Twitch as well, playing video games. I'm a clothing designer and sourcer. I own a gym. You know, like I run an online coaching facility or program. You know, like you just go on forever, and you're like, yeah, this kid's a douche. So sad.
But I think that sounds douchier inside the industry when it's kind of everybody than it is on the outside of the industry.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even like podcasts. But then the other thing too is like, and this is 100% ego. You guys really get my inner voice here. These are all my thoughts coming out flowing. Is then I'm like, I don't want to say like I'm a podcaster and they'll be like, cool, you have like 2 downloads. I'm like, no, like I'm a real podcaster.
Yeah.
You'll be like, how do you say that?
Yeah. This is a little bit of a conversational third rail, but I'm going to go there anyway. I mean, this show does okay.
Yeah.
The show that we did before like exploded and it was really, really big, and
Yeah.
a lot of people still know us from that.
Well, and a lot of things too. We've just done it. Both of us done it for over a decade, and so like, there's just shit out there. Like I was just going around showing someone Bart stuff. I was trying
Yeah.
to explain who Bart was, and people know Barber Brigade. I'm like, yeah, like Barber Brigade's huge, and he crushes that. But like, this is what Bart started with, and I show him like a Just Kidding Films
Mhm.
episode that I'm on, and like. We filmed like 12 episodes in 1 week. They put out 3 a day on a channel, and for a second there, they're getting 500,000 views per video,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm on hundreds of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that's like TV level shit.
Yeah.
Like who's fucking
It's
half a million?
TV now. Yeah.
Yeah,
TV
yeah,
now.
yeah. Like who's watching 500,000 views on a TV show? That's
Yeah.
a lot.
The old show in audio only did 18.5 million downloads while
Yeah.
we were doing it. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's a lot. That's a lot of people.
I've never been an analytics guy. I always kind of left that to you or other business partners in other projects. But the one that shook me a little bit was I think you went to a podcast convention, and we won't mention names just because who knows. But I think you said someone was speaking. He was like the keynote speaker, and he was talking about his podcast. He's like, yeah, I've had, I'm making these numbers up. You'll probably remember. But he said something like, oh, I've had 15 million downloads in 3 years. And you're like, whoa. We had 19 in 4 years. Like, cool. Like,
Yeah.
and this guy's the keynote dude.
Right.
And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
still don't even know what that means. Like, I mean, I know we had some impact because people say, like, good shit or I liked it or whatever. But, like, I also never moved to L.A., which is a very typical thing. You get a little traction, you move to L.A., and then you
Yeah.
kind of feel that and you network and you feel that and you're around
A
folks.
lot of people thought you moved to LA because you were in so much Barber
Yeah.
Brigade
When
stuff,
I
too.
was there one time a week. I was actually just talking to Bart and Gio this morning. I mean, for 6 years straight or more, I was there about 1 week or weekend a month.
Yeah.
Forever. Yeah, forever. I just like lived at their house. Yeah. And I hate LA, but that is like the YouTube place, and that was the thing to do.
Yeah.
But part of staying up here, yeah, like family. I love our city, and then like you stay a little more grounded that way too,
Yeah.
rather than getting caught up in fucking hype houses with TikTokers.
Yeah, for sure. And I get stories of people who were, very into that show and that watched it with their dad or whatever, you
Yeah.
know. I mean, a lot of that kind of thing. It was not exactly what it seemed like it was either, and yet it was at the same time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and just like content became more popular in some senses, but it's spread out. So like more people probably listen to podcasts now than they do in 2015, but there's also like triple the amount of podcasts.
Yeah, there's so many more podcasts.
I was listening to a random Rogan show, and they went over the analytics of how many podcasts are out there. It was actually less than I assumed,
It's like 3 million now.
but not as many when updated in the last like 30
Oh
days.
yeah, they've been cutting things that don't have
Yeah. When something was like,
recent content.
it was maybe only like 60,000 or something that have updated an episode in the last 30 days.
That's probably true.
Yeah, which is a shit ton, obviously. But like, if we go back to 2012 or whenever we started, it was probably a very different landscape.
Yeah, 13, not very many
Yeah,
podcasts at that point.
Yeah.
My neighbor across the street listens to, I think he listens to us some, but he listens to a show called More Dates, More Plates, More Plates, More Dates.
Oh yeah, I think he's a YouTuber too.
He is a YouTuber
Yeah,
too.
I've heard of the name.
I think I don't know the guy's name.
Yeah.
But he sent me. I haven't listened to all of them yet. He sent me like 3 example episodes of like what the show is like.
Yeah,
And I feel like maybe I should probably go to the YouTube versions and watch them because I was watching off Spotify or listening off Spotify, which I'm sure there was more visual because basically it was just the audio version of a visual
yeah,
thing. But he does like multiple drops a day. And then, like, I don't think it was like maybe 18 minutes or something like that. And it was commentary on the comment section of a video that Stan posted.
yeah. I mean,
And
that's
was like,
where the
I couldn't talk about. I mean, I've like we can talk professionally about just about any fucking thing, but I would have a difficult time spending 18 minutes on the comment section of a Stan video. I mean, we may have this guy on or something.
Yeah.
Or something.
I think that's.
I don't want to talk shit, but that's not where all this started.
But that's
for
the
sure.
internet now. YouTube goes in like waves of what's cool and not. And first it was like skits, and then it was comedy, and then it was pranks, and then it was vlogs, and then now it's kind of reacting.
Yeah.
Commentary and reacting. That's all. It's a big part of Twitch. I don't necessarily, and it is. I kind of get it on Twitch because hopefully the streamer's entertaining, and then it's like you're watching a movie with a friend or a shit. You're watching like shit TV with a friend. Like, I know there's some people out there that watch like trash TV by themselves, but I feel like most people, if I'm watching like shit TV, I'm watching it with a friend so we can joke and comment and whatever. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to watch a good show or a movie, you'll watch it by yourself. But if you're going to watch some trash, and that's kind of what the react shit is. Some dudes, I have friends on Twitch that are just watching like old criminal shows and investigations, and they'll just comment and joke and whatever. And it's like from
Investigation
1999.
Discovery or
Shit
something
like that. And then obviously there's people that comment and continue to build kind of the celebrity, like mini TMZs, really. Maybe they're not causing the drama, but they're kind of reporting or commentating on trending topics that are happening within the internet culture.
There was an episode of the old show that I titled Powerlifting TMZ, and it blew up because of the title.
Yeah, I remember us
That was then.
Shit. I don't quite remember that episode, but I do remember that title. I mean, we kind of did it last one, too. Not TMZ, not as much TMZ last episode, but some more hot topic-y trending things. The issue with fitness is, like, no sport is that, like, powerlifting, weightlifting, bodybuilding, strongman is, like, that active.
Yeah.
And you and I talked off air about like basketball or baseball podcasts. So like content is ever flowing. There's always trade rumors. There's always stats. There's always an injury. There's always coaching changes or cultural changes where like lifting moves kind of slow. Not only in person visually as a spectator does it move slow, but as a sport it moves slow.
Yeah.
There's only big meets twice a year. There's only brand new sneaky lifter once every 3 years, but like in the NBA, there's a sneaky player that's, a couple guys that have a crushing year out of nowhere every year.
Right.
Video games, same thing. Creating content around video games, there's updates and new games all the time. Or you make a new play or you do something funny or, there's always kind of something. Fitness, sure, there's new like science coming out, but that's not really our ballpark. If there's something huge that comes out, but it doesn't really happen either. It's slow trickles. Like, hey, sets of 6 are about the same as sets of 8. Okay, all right.
Yeah. The problem is that to be able to continue to produce content all the time in fitness, you have to, number one, repeat yourself, and number two, you have to get very involved in the margins.
Yeah, which isn't my
you get down
gig.
to the minutia of
Yeah.
stuff like we've just been doing it too long to
when you go in and out, like you understand that, and then you learn some of the minutia, and then you understand when you're coaching people that they don't need to know the minutia, and it's like as long as you know it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to be like a higher education educator on the internet.
Yeah.
That's just not our role.
Yeah. And then even with sports, look at this is going to be controversial. I'm going to throw this out here. Last night was the MLB Home Run Derby.
I watched more sports this weekend than I have in 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, I watched everything.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was amazing.
So Stephen A. Smith, not
Yeah.
one of my favorite people.
I feel like no one really loves him.
no one really
Yeah.
loves him, and maybe that's his brand now.
Yeah.
But he came. Well, I think it is his brand
Yeah.
now because he came out saying that it was basically a bad reflection on. I'm not going to quote him exactly.
Yeah.
A bad reflection on MLB, which is an American sport, to have the most interesting character in the sport
Oh, I heard that.
be someone who doesn't speak English.
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
Literally one of the most exciting players in the history of baseball.
Yeah,
Because
who gives a fuck, dude?
He's an outstanding pitcher, and he can hit
Yeah, like a
for
motherfucker.
power
Yeah.
and average.
Yeah.
And he plays on a fucking American League team, which
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
And I was reading a commentary from Sports Illustrated this morning saying they engineered this, like they did it on purpose. And he comes out and does one of those hostage video apology videos,
Yeah.
and then
In his sauna at home.
and then written wrote it on my iPhone and posted the picture of the words apologies.
Yeah.
But it's like you could have known.
I do wonder. I don't know, because then there's like other stuff too, where like everyone wasn't a Paul Pierce. Everyone loved Paul Pierce as an analyst on ESPN. And that dude, he was like, I don't know why he put it on a story. He was at like strippers' booties and he's smoking a blunt. They fired him or something.
I can see that.
You know what I mean,
I
though?
can
But
see
like, because there's always kind of stuff like that with announcers.
Yeah.
There's like mini
Yeah.
dramas, and like Shaq actually gets mad at somebody, or there's contract issues. I wonder how much of that is actually like scripted, or if he's just kind of loud and abrasive.
Well,
and,
I think you have to casually forget that Ichiro was a thing.
yeah,
Ichiro
100%
didn't
huge.
speak English
Yeah.
either, at least not in public. A lot of players that are born in other countries and grow up speaking other languages, they can speak English,
Yeah.
but they're afraid to do it without an interpreter,
Sure.
and they're afraid to just speak in their own voice because they could make a mistake, and then suddenly it's all over the place.
The
that they said-
fucking not this year. I think last year the MVP of the NBA is Greek.
yeah,
This year he's fucking Latvian.
yeah,
No one said a word. MVP.
yeah,
And and basketball is what? Invented in Boston.
yeah,
I know it's not like quoted, like
Yeah.
the phrase isn't America's sport,
yeah,
but basketball is an American sport.
yeah. You can also forget about Fernando Valenzuela, who didn't speak any
Yeah.
English
Well, especially
publicly. I mean,
baseball's so dumb, right? Like Latin American guys have been good forever
yeah,
in the MLB, like forever.
yeah.
Since the 80s, 90s, they have been fucking
Yeah.
crushing it.
It just seems very engineered to me.
It might be, and there is a difference between. I don't want to call the dude a racist just because, but like Asian countries versus a Latin American. You know, Omar Vizquel being a fucking Golden Glove dude in the '90s versus some Asian dude crushing it now. Like,
We live in a time though when there's a lot of sensitivity around AAPI.
yeah, for sure.
Which is probably something we should define later in this program as part of the things that people say that you don't understand.
Yeah.
It would just seem like a really awful time to do this unless you're doing it on purpose.
But then you do wonder, like, whether it's engineered or scripted or not. There's a reason guys like that get to be one of the biggest names in sports, because they say what's on their mind and they're entertaining, or they call it something, right? If every announcer's super vanilla,
yeah,
no one's watching sports, right? Like, it is kind of part of it, and it just sucks that it's like, yeah, like racism, controversial, rather than just saying he sucks or something. You know what I mean?
Or
Like a hot take's different than just kind of being racist.
yeah, there's literally nothing you can say that doesn't sound racist.
It doesn't make sense though. Now that I thought about the NBA. I literally think that like the last two dudes who won the MVP are non-American.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It doesn't.
and America's getting their ass whooped in exhibition basketball.
Yeah.
Twice.
What the hell?
I don't know. The Aussie bruvs, Aussie boys, they whooped their ass too. Yeah, it was a sports weekend. I watched the Copa de America. I watched the Euro Cup, the UFC fight, a Phoenix game. What else did I watch? Yeah, I've never watched. I just stopped watching sports when I was like 23, 24. Maybe it had to do with dad dying. I don't know, but I just kind of like stopped, and then I just went on a fucking roll this weekend. It's good. I guess maybe because they're back.
Yeah,
Like they
maybe
weren't
so.
back, but it kind of feels good to see an arena full. Like the Euro Cup was packed. The Olympics are in a week.
Yeah, I basically refused to pay too much attention to baseball, which is the only sport that I pay attention to last year because
It feels weird.
it was weird. It was only 60 games.
Yeah, it
It's
feels
nothing. And I just read today that because one of the rules that was instituted that's hung on is double headers are 7 innings instead of 9. a piece.
Is that for longevity of a player?
No, I think it was really just for exposure around COVID, to tell you the truth. Because, oh my God, really? Okay, well, we're still recording over here. This computer is not happy. I don't know why. Yeah, I think it was just shortening the time of exposure.
Yeah.
And I don't. There's a thing in baseball. That's what I was trying to say. There's a thing in baseball around the really long games, the games that just keep going inning after inning after inning. It's an endurance thing.
Yeah.
And there's like a point of pride about playing in a game like that, even though you're going to be exhausted the next day. And watching a game like that, it's like, oh my God, it just gets more intense because the longer it goes, the more tension there is.
Yeah, a little build up, a little blue ball action.
Right, exactly. So I heard that's going away, so that's good. That's good.
We top off with your sayings.
Yes, we're gonna go to. I ask people
what triggered this. You put it on Instagram, sayings that people say that you don't understand, and all I went to is straight like stereotypical dad sayings. That's like what popped in my head.
Yeah,
like in some makes sense, but like I understand what they mean.
Yeah,
I guess I don't understand why you use it.
My dad had a million of them.
Yeah, everybody, like, why do you say, like, working hard, hardly working? Like, just shut up. You trying to call me lazy? Like, I understand your point there.
Yeah.
But why are you saying this?
Yeah, you could not say that and it'd be okay. We're back to small talk.
Yeah, that's worse. That's like that's an opener for small talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the hit on me for small talk, and I don't want that either.
It's small talk I don't want to have. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess because they're awkward.
Laugh, ha ha ha, and whatever,
But they don't know what to say. Is that why people
Probably.
say that?
Probably.
I would just say nothing. Say, yo.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going?
Have a good one.
How's it going?
Yeah.
Here's another thing, just speaking of small talk, that I wish people would stop saying is, "You look tired." It's like, I
know.
am tired.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
I have a mirror.
Yeah.
And I have an internal clock about how much rest I'm
There's
getting.
a fine line of telling your boys or girls, like, the truth. Like, I don't want to mention names, but like a friend of ours, tell you off air, a friend of his told him, like, yo, your hair's looking a little thin, like you thought about some like fucking collagen,
Yeah.
He was highly offended. But like, don't you kind of like, maybe you don't know, maybe you know. If you know, it probably hurts more.
Yeah.
Because if it's true, it hurts. If it's false, it don't hurt, right?
Uh-huh.
People say I'm ugly, it hurts a little bit. If people say like you're a shit human, I don't care because I know I'm not a shit human. But you don't want your boy just to ignore it too. If like something's up and maybe he thinks you need some help.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like the tired thing is more of like a random person thing. Like fuck you. But like if your wife is like, hey, Jim, you look a little tired. Yeah, it's different. Yeah, it's different because it's a caring.
Yeah, because they actually
like I think you need to sleep.
They're about to engage on that
something.
that point.
Yeah, I don't know. The only one I threw at you is it is what it is, and I'm guilty of it is what it is, but that's just like a filler to end a conversation for me.
It is kind of the end of whatever, right?
Yeah, but what is it? I guess it's when you have no explanation, everyone's scratching their head. Like I understand it, but there's a million other things you could say.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Then it is what it is.
I agree. What it means to me, I don't understand what is happening to this computer. Luckily, we're recording on more than one platform. It is what it is means to me that there isn't really anything that you can do about it, and it's something you have to just cope with.
Yeah, like fuck me.
Yeah.
And I understand also what fuck me means, but when I say fuck me, I don't mean fuck me.
It's FML without the dark overtones.
FML was really big. I still use that a little bit. No one uses it anymore.
Oh, they don't?
I don't. I mean, I'm sure some people do, but it was like a thing. I think it was the Fuck My Life website in the early 2010s.
Interesting.
Yeah, people would show text threads. Like, they're trying to sext a dude, and they actually text their dad or something, and then realize it and say, fuck my life, and then it ends up on this blog.
That's amazing.
That's the internet we're missing now.
That's
the internet we're missing.
Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's a official definition of that. I apparently can't use that.
Of it is what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the first one, and kind of the prominent one in my head, even though there's a million of them.
Yeah. Also, our internet is slow today. Everything I'm doing today is a little more complicated than it has to be, which
A
is
little slower than
pretty much my brand. Choose a different mode of. Look up for a second here. I don't know what the hell is going on from this perspective. We're gonna have a different computer. We're gonna here. We'll cut this part out. Okay, dictionary.com about it is what it is says from slang, deal with it. It is what it is, an expression used to characterize a frustrating or challenging situation that a person believes cannot be changed and must just be
Sure.
accepted.
But deal with it is so different. Deal with it makes it seem like
Like you're not dealing with it.
or that it's an issue I must tackle. To me, it is what it is. It's just like an arbitrary thing.
It's an acceptance.
Yeah, of something that's like whatever. Like, man, we got a podcast at 11 days. It's really hot. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fine. Like, to me, it more means like I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Or if I said deal with it, that's like me telling you like you're whining. But I'm not whining. I'm just saying, yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Fair play, kind of.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. It does sound
The tone.
there's a tone thing. There's also there's an implied action of dealing with it too.
Yeah. Where
Like you kind of need to come to a mental place with it, or there are moving pieces you have to be involved in and to deal with it.
yeah,
you know?
if something's like super serious and a friend's like complaining to me a bunch about it or confiding me, I'm not gonna say it is what it is.
Right.
But I might say, hey, you got to deal with it.
Yeah.
Right? Like
right.
someone's bleeding their heart out at you. You're
Yeah.
not going to say it is what it is. Right? But you might say this is something you need to deal with.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is what it is to me is almost a meme at this point. It's just random shit.
Yeah. It's like, this is fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Actually, it kind of is. It's kind of like, this is fine.
No, 100%
It's like the
to
world
me.
is burning down.
Yeah,
and
it's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
We'll figure it out.
This is fine.
Uh-oh, your roadcaster might have exploded on you too. It's just too hot?
I don't think it just stopped. All right. Well, this is fun. This has never happened before.
Throws up the warning sign.
I literally have never had two systems fail at the same time.
Yeah, we need a plan C.
I don't know what the fucking. I mean, I have things that could work for a plan C, but I don't know how. I don't think.
You said where I'm setting.
I guess maybe.
This thing has its own distinct nature. This thing is itself quotations. Forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown.
Yeah.
Except that Mike has never seen that movie, so that line won't make any sense.
Yeah, what is that?
The
What's
movie
Chinatown?
Which isn't actually about Chinatown. It's about a situation that you can't, like, change.
Huh.
It's...
Situation you can't change. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's... Forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown. It's from the movie Chinatown with Roman Polanski.
I've definitely heard of it.
The idea being, it's a situation that's beyond your control.
Yeah.
It's a situation that's too complicated for you to affect.
This is an 80s movie, I assume. Ish.
I think this is a 70s
Oh,
movie. Yeah.
I'm way out. Hello, kids.
Is it just that it's too hot, or are we experiencing problems?
Yeah, I don't know. Oops.
Is that you?
Yeah, it was my phone freaking out.
That's fine. Yeah, it recorded 2 files, and then it started recording a third file, and then it died.
What is our life?
So I don't really know where it stopped.
Oh, that's fun.
And these are polywaves, so it's not easy to find out where it stopped.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fun.
I mean, I know we were at 30-ish plus on that thing.
Okay, so
It was recent. I look over. It wasn't that far away.
I don't understand why that's having a problem and this is having a problem at the same time.
Yeah, if you can get it go for a minute, we can kind of just close out and you try to
What did we
pinch it
think?
together.
Apologies to everybody on the live stream. Nothing is currently working.
Are people actually on the live stream?
3 people. I'm guessing you guys didn't tweet this one out or anything.
Not really. I mean, I suppose I could use one of the other cards too.
Yeah, if it's formatted right, there should be on it. There's no reason you couldn't.
The card. Maybe that card reader doesn't like these cards.
We've had the laptop fail before. We've never had the roadcaster fail before.
No, and it was the card that failed, so. Okay, I'm gonna save this and shut it down wherever the hell it is. Sorry, people who are actually on the live stream. We'll figure out what we're doing in just a second here. I had actually forgotten that the thing had failed last week.
Well, it was a long week.
Yeah. Yeah, that computer's just running super hot and super slow. Yeah, it's not even.
No, I saw that in like the Pacific Northwest and British Columbia, it was so hot that like a lot of people that are streamers just like couldn't use their computers.
Yeah, it probably died.
Yeah, well, because they don't like sell air conditioning there.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's not a thing.
My sister has a house in Portland. I got no AC. They just
Yeah.
died.
In Portland, a bunch of their infrastructure like melted.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it fucked up or they were worried it was going to trickle down to our electricity.
Yeah, although luckily this is Sacramento and we're actually reasonably well built for that, and we have SMUD.
Yeah, it won't explode, hopefully.
Well, half the state lost power. We never did.
Yeah, it is true.
I've never seen this take so long to restart. at least.
Like 1990s computers. Like, I'm gonna fire this up, and then I'm gonna go make a sandwich while it gets going.
Halt and catch fire.
Yeah, pretty much. Halt and Catch Fire is set in 1983.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Something.
So yeah, I have no idea where we left off because we had, I think they call these like cascade failures.
Yeah, everything just
like
blows up.
one thing and then another thing. So what we were talking about was, it is what it is.
Yeah, maybe just hop on the next phrase and we just give up on his what it is.
Okay. The next one. The internet goes down. We're
I
screwed.
don't know why I'm just stuck on it is what it is. I can't think of other ones.
Well, as Sam pointed out, it is what it is a phrase that repeats itself.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Man's got to do what man's got to do. That
Man's
whole-
got to do what man's got to do.
So I
What
think
does that fucking mean, too?
I don't
Like, what are we,
even know.
cavemen? I got to
Yeah.
go fucking skin an elk with my teeth?
I got to pee while I'm standing up.
Or what do they say? Hit, hit the head?
Hit the head.
What's the head? The bathroom.
The head's the bathroom on a ship.
Oh, okay. That's something.
Yeah? Yes.
But why are
okay.
we keeping that around?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of semen.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. We
probably.
don't got to keep that around.
Yeah. So this one is more in the wheelhouse of our actual the premise of our program, and that's spread the floor.
Oh, this guy's going real exact. So spread the floor is a cue. I think better for geared lifters, because you're gonna push your like knees out, but you're really moving your your thigh bone into your briefs and suit. Twisting the floor is probably a cue more commonly used for raw lifters, kind of twisting outwards like you're on slides to keep your knees out in a raw squat. And both, I think, are probably, if we're going to do, there's a lot of TikTok guys that do this, like overrated, underrated, and there's obviously podcasters that do it, but I think both cues are probably overrated.
I think they're overrated
Yeah.
because they're difficult to communicate exactly what you're talking about, unless you
Yeah,
have
just do something
actually
else.
like planted your feet and then done the rotation to get into that position of tightness.
Yeah.
I don't think it's easy to explain.
Yeah, I
what
would
it
say
is.
like push into the material or something. There's like other cues, and then also like the stronger you get, the more you just realize where your knees are supposed to go, especially for a raw lifter.
and they kind of just go. Yeah. Another one in the same vein is bend the bar.
Yeah.
And that has to do with
Yeah.
with tightening your grip in such a way and forcing your elbows in such a way that
Yeah.
do not flare out when you're bench pressing.
Which is also probably a geared cue over translated to raw.
Maybe, except that you got to bend the bar, but at the same time, in a shirt, your elbow has to come out to a certain extent.
Yeah, it was raw too. I think you're better off with your elbow out more than people think. The issue is just people let their shoulder go out. It's more about where your shoulder is in a raw bench than where your elbow is. Everyone says tuck your elbow, but you can tuck your elbow and your shoulder be in a shit place.
Yeah.
You can't really mess up your elbow if your shoulders are in the right spot.
Yeah. I would agree with that. That's just one of those things that everybody says it because everybody says it.
Yeah.
You know.
Just one of those days. Shout out to Limp Bizkit. And I understand he goes off to slightly define that, but it's
Yeah.
just one of those days.
Yeah.
What the fuck does it? I know that means you have a shitty day, but what are one of those days? Your shitty day might be different than mine.
Yeah.
There's little things that don't bug me in the slightest. Like I was having, like car issues kind of bug me, but a lot of things I can just tackle pretty calmly with no emotion.
Yeah.
But some people get a flat tire and they act like Satan just came up from the ground. You know, like their fucking life is ruined. And like no one loves car issues. Like obviously it's not a fucking. I don't get excited and celebrate it. But there's some things I can just tackle in life decently.
Yeah.
When there's other things that I'll fucking flip out at. You know.
Yeah. Then there's bad cases of the Mondays.
Yeah, and like I understand that, but like
which is an Office Space reference. Yeah.
I don't know. I thought maybe it was prior. They definitely talk about it.
Yeah. I think that most people experience it from Office Space.
What are the other one? I don't know if it's Scary Sundays. There's Sunday Scaries. Just heard that one.
I never.
Same
I have no
idea.
what that means.
You got the Sunday Scaries because you're nervous about Monday because you don't like your job.
Yeah. That's the last day of any vacation for my wife.
I used to get Sunday Scaries at school. Oh my god, I hated going to school.
I didn't hate going to school.
I don't know why.
But I didn't really enjoy going to school. Like really, really enjoy going to school until my master's. Honestly,
I don't think I really get the Monday Scaries. I get the any event Scaries.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's called anxiety, my friends. Like
anxiety before anything.
Anything. Going to the grocery store, going to the fucking take a poop. When am I gonna poop? How am I gonna poop? What's the location? All of it.
Yeah.
All of it.
Here's a good one from Meat and Muscles.
I never even thought fitness cues or fitness things you don't know.
I thought that this all we were gonna get.
Yeah, see, I didn't even think because again, I went straight to it is what it is, and so my head's locked in that corner.
I think it says something, and I don't know if it's positive or negative, that most of the questions that we got
Or fitness?
were not fitness related.
No, it's good. Yeah, it's good. Because there's a lot of random fitness things. Yeah, like toning.
Like, what is that?
Yeah. Like,
all muscles have tone.
Like, I know what it means, but I don't know. Like, I know what you're trying to say, but do you even know what you're trying to say?
It's a particular look. It's
long, lean muscle?
Yeah, except that...
Muscle, you grow it or shrink it.
Yeah. Muscles aren't fat.
I'm not 6'6". You think I'm going to exercise a certain way and all of a sudden my arms are going to look like Michael Jordan's arms? They're going to be longer and leaner? No, I'm fucking stubby. I'm a little muffin man. We can't change this based on my rep range.
No. These are things you cannot change. This one is a word that the definition has evolved over time, and maybe not in a good way. The word is literally.
No, that's the best. I probably am guilty of this, but yeah, when you say literally and you don't even mean literally.
You don't mean literally.
No, you literally don't mean literally.
Because literally means in a literal manner or sense. Exactly.
Yeah, exact.
The driver took it literally when I asked to go straight across the traffic circle. You can't go straight across the traffic circle.
It's like it's a side.
I don't know what country they wrote that in because traffic circles are not. Anyway, go on.
It's a half step to the left, but and Dane Cook, poor guy, kind of went downhill in his career. But his first stand-up special, he goes off about girlfriends that exaggerate. And so I feel like it's a parallel thing. And I'm driving my mom's car because my car didn't have a CD player. We just bought the Dane Cook. I'm in fucking junior year of high school or something. And I don't know where I'm going. I'm driving my buddy home and he lives like half an hour away. I had to pull over. I'm fucking crying. He's talking shit on his girlfriend, talking about like, she's like, I literally just took like 1,000-hour nap. And he's like, no, Karen, you just took a fucking coma. No one takes 1,000-hour nap. Literally 1,000 hours. And he goes all the thing. She's like, oh my God, the house is on fire. There's like literally 1,000 firemen. She's like, there's not enough firemen in the city. How many firemen are running around trying to fix this fire? There's probably like 3 trucks. There's 1,000 firemen outside, and like just goes off and off and off. I was dying.
Yeah, it comes down to hyperbole or the ironic use of a word. You know, literally. I was literally.
Yeah, now
more tired than I'd ever been in my life.
Right now, you're just trying to put it. Literally, just means an emphasis. It means an exclamation point.
Right.
I'm literally starving.
And the dictionary definition that's in front of me is from the Oxford Language Dictionary. Used for emphasis, I was literally blown away.
Oh, so that is a new age
that I got. So that is the evolution.
Yeah.
Is the ironic use.
That's
of
funny.
Of the hyperbole use. Hyperbole is probably the word we'll work on next time.
That's pretty interesting that they, because it seems like slang to me. That seems like
slang.
Very American slang that they would update that.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, literally insane.
I literally
they did
don't
that.
understand, except I do, but literally.
What's the opposite? Figuratively.
Figuratively, yeah. Yep. Save that one for last. Beg the question or begging the question.
Yeah, definitely heard it.
I mean, I have a definition for it, and that basically begging the question means, to me, that there's there's this is the obvious answer to the question already.
That's something I would just never say. I've definitely heard it.
To beg the question or assuming the conclusion is an informal fallacy that occurs when an argument's premise assumes the truth of the conclusion instead of supporting it, which begs the question, da, 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 da. Green is the best color because the greenest of all colors claims that the color green is the best because it is the greenest, which it presupposes it is the best. It's a type of circular reasoning, an argument that requires the desired conclusion to be true. In the modern vernacular, however, begging the question is often used to mean raising the question or suggesting the question.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah. I think my first definition was closer to the classic definition, but
Yeah.
I think the way that I hear it and the way that I'm more likely to use it
That's how I hear it.
is to raise the question. Like, well, that raises the question, that begs the question.
We just had a trickle catastrophe of all our equipment, which begs the question: should we get a new PC setup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've heard it. Not using it. I feel like people that speak that way. This isn't a knock by any means, because I'm a moron. It's just like people that read a lot. You know, you read a shit ton, you're gonna end up saying some shit that you read.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like something I would write. I might. There's a chance I would write that. There's no chance I'm saying that. No chance of no. Literally.
You're gonna. I'm gonna misspell this 6 times now. Okay. Existential.
Just a word, not even a phrase.
Yeah. Existential.
Yeah, I
Some
mean,
of them are more words.
Like outside of yourself.
Yeah. Existential. Okay. So, two definitions in the dictionary.
Now I feel like we're on fucking Jeopardy or something. I
It's a
thought
little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I thought we were going with some fucking, like, the literally one's good. The literally one's good. Now this guy's fucking just testing my intelligence.
Well, actually, the one that I hear or think sometimes is like an existential dilemma.
yeah, or existential crisis. Yeah, like
Existential
beyond
crisis.
reality or beyond me.
Yeah. Philosophy concerned with existence, especially human existence, is viewed in the theories of existentialism, or in logic, affirming or implying the existence of a thing. Neither one of those really hit where I'm going.
Are you more along the lines of me-ish?
Yeah. And the definition of existentialism is a philosophical theory or approach which emphasizes the existence of the individual person as a free and responsible agent determining their own development through acts of will.
Yeah, like
So
a
an e-
soul, a spirit.
Yeah. So an existential dilemma or existential crisis is, as a person, which decision should I make because
Yeah.
I have agency to do either one or both
Right.
of those
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Or I think, therefore I am type shit.
Yeah. That's how I.
Yeah.
That's how I look
I took
at
a
it.
couple philosophy
Yeah.
courses in college. I ain't no dummy.
This same person, this is Keith Honeycutt, asked this question. He said, "I didn't know a baker's dozen was 13 till I was like 30."
And a regular dozen's 12?
Yeah,
Yeah.
baker's dozen.
That's
13.
stupid. I knew that, but I don't
But
get
it's also
it.
old,
Right.
I mean, that's
Right.
that's been around for a minute.
Right. Is a foot a measurement because it's the average male foot?
Is that how it started? I don't know. That's a
Because
good
I
question.
believe a size 12 foot is a foot long.
That's a good question.
That's something else I thought. There's some other shit like that too I heard. And who knows, they might be lies. Some other people have said some stuff like that. Like this thing's called that, and you're like, oh, I never knew that until it's called that because of this. I can't think of one right now.
We'll save that one.
A foot?
So here's one. Getting down to brass tacks.
Nope. I've heard of brass tacks. I've never heard of getting down to it.
Well, brass tacks is just a shortened phrase for getting down to brass tacks.
Oh,
Means
yeah, I've
the
heard
same,
brass
means
tacks.
same thing.
Nope.
To start or to discuss or consider the most important elements or facts about something We
Oh.
finally got down to brass tacks and decided to work out a schedule for the product.
I like
project.
that. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you get rid of the fluff and what prioritize what's important in whatever you're doing.
Yeah,
Plan.
some people might say where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah,
Same.
I like
kind of-
that. Rubber meets the road.
Same kind of thing.
Yeah, see, these are all just like dad sayings to me. Where the rubber meets the road.
My dad said some really just like unrepeatable stuff.
That's the stuff we need to talk about. That's
Yeah.
exactly what we need.
Sam has fed me an answer on foot. Any of numerous ancient, medieval, or modern linear measures, commonly 25 to 34 centimeters. Why is there a differential there? 12 inches or 1/3 of a yard. Most countries. Where did it come from, though?
Yeah. So the
Okay.
term foot,
I got nothing.
I'm pretty sure. Because I've measured my foot. It's about a foot.
It's about a foot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense, right?
We'll accept that answer.
Yeah.
Read the top part. It does say that it's from the foot. It's literally from the foot.
It makes sense, too. How's the first time you're going to measure something, right? You're just going to walk your fucking self around. How many steps or how many feet?
I don't see that at the top.
God damn it, I love when I'm right.
This is a good one. This is actually not a word or a phrase, it's a gesture.
Oh, I like that, too.
It's the gesture of injecting something into your own arm.
He's not talking about, like, the new TikTok trend.
I don't know.
So there's a basketball player.
This came from a teacher.
Oh, then I don't know.
Go on.
So there's a basketball or like a TikTok or like internet trend, and people throw their fingers on their forearm, typically say "sheesh," or bite their lip or something weird. And that was fuck. Why can't I remember his name? He played for New Jersey and then he played for the Warriors. D'Angelo. I don't know. He's a pretty good point guard. And he hit like a clutch shot. And you've heard ice water in your veins.
Yeah.
So he threw that up, saying, "I got ice water in your veins." Like a couple years ago. This was
Okay.
a while ago. So some guys in basketball would do it, saying like ice water in my veins.
Yeah.
But then kids took it and went like sheesh and weird shit and just made it like their new internet pose. I'm still hip, man. I just turned 33 and I'm still fucking hip. Which I don't know. But the I mean the vein thing, yeah, I mean
like to me that always just means heroin
to me, yeah, I guess it depends
or
on
injecting drugs.
I think steroids, yeah. It depends
But-
who's doing it.
But nobody injects steroids that way.
No.
That is the inappropriate
Sure.
gesture for this. You're gonna go like
no, for sure.
like really if you want to communicate steroids, you stick out
yeah,
your ass cheek
or
and
lat or something weird. But
yeah.
I still think if I'm communicating, yeah, like I would do that. Yeah, no, I would definitely, and I would do it with my thumb. I would do it with my thumb like it's a detonator.
like it's a
yeah, but that's how I would show like, oh, you juicing, and I would do one of these.
okay. You're gonna go all the way up in your delta.
I'm gonna
You're not-
fake it, yeah,
you're not
or
gonna-
even just give them the
you-
eye.
your
It's more the
steroids do not
facial.
go in your veins, at least not on purpose. So you'll notice.
Yeah, that's the No, I get that. I don't use it a lot.
We got this one twice. No cap.
So I don't know where it started, but no cap means no lie.
Yeah.
And it goes even deeper because people will literally just throw the blue emoji cap on Twitter or whatever. That means no cap. It means you're not lying.
No, that. I didn't know this before we got the question.
Yeah. So no cap. Probably hip hop ish roots. I think it's a New York side deal, an East Side deal, but I don't necessarily know the root. Yeah, I don't really say it, but I know it. I don't know. I think it is a hip hop root, although on Twitch, I've thought this just in my own brain. I kind of like this stuff. I kind of like where the roots came from, like the word hella and shit. Like hella came from Northern California, and everyone says hella now.
right.
There's an emote on Twitch called Kappa. And so basically when you type a certain word, if it's tied to an emote, the emote will show up, not the word. Right?
Oh, okay.
So Kappa's one of them. And Kappa on Twitch, Kappa, which is obviously like a Greek root, is just some dude's face that means sarcasm or joke.
Oh.
So on Twitch, if I say something crazy, I'll throw the Kappa on there so you know I'm joking as a streamer or whatever, right? So you know, right? So I thought maybe the no cap had a relation there, but I think it's well beyond Twitch.
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be.
Yeah.
But I could see how there might be a relationship among those.
Yeah,
things.
but they don't even use it that way because they'll still use the blue cap. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But I do know no cap.
Interesting. The one I was saving for last, I may have missed some along the way.
Yeah.
But it's hard
Hit
to
it.
it's just hard to harvest them off of Instagram when you're doing a million other things at the same time. The the word is love.
Oh,
And
buddy, I don't understand it either.
yeah, I was gonna say we'd have to do a mini series on that.
That's good though. We should get a psych on here and talk about love. I just said this, I think, on an Instagram live. I don't know how deep we're trying to get because this has been a very upbeat podcast.
Yeah.
I think I have a issue with that word.
You don't like to say it,
I don't
Or
like
you
to
say
think
it-
about it.
Uh-huh.
I don't like to say it. I don't like to use it.
Is it because love equals commitment in your mind?
Maybe, yeah, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like it actually means something to me. I don't like people that throw it around like nothing.
I don't like when people throw it around like nothing
Yeah.
either. And I feel like there ought to be another word. It's like, oh, I love that.
Yeah.
You see a clip of somebody. Oh, I love that guy or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like,
I guess
do you?
tone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'll say like, oh, I love this music and I like this music.
Yeah.
That one a little bit, but like about people or something more particular. I don't know. He has probably some childhood issues. I don't know. I don't know why I'm like that, but it does bug me.
Yeah, it's a comic strip that I read that like a relationship fell apart because one person said I love you before the other person
No, for sure.
was willing to accept that. I know another one. I
Yeah,
want
or if
to.
people say it, people say it so casually in relationships, friendships, whatever. I guess, and the opposite of that, I'm the guy that says like, yeah, fuck's just a word. Stop tripping on the word, right?
Right.
But then I feel, maybe because I am like, yeah, kind of sentimental or whatever, a little romantic in me somewhere. But the L word should like mean some shit. You shouldn't just love everybody you fucking had one beer with.
No, that's true. But I
that's
think that-
probably a thing with my generation.
I think a lot of people develop like emotional like endorphin rush or whatever.
Oh, for
from,
sure.
From serotonin rush. Serotonin is the
Yeah.
one I'm thinking of. From dealing with a particular other people, and let's be serious. Some of the time, those people are cool and have
Right.
all the best intentions, and sometimes those people are just manipulative
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
know how to get to you.
And you probably need some of that though to even get to a deeper love, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't want it can't be bland, and
Yeah.
then you get to a deeper love. So like some of that early infatuation might be a thing,
Right.
but you should be self-aware enough to know shit takes time or analyze your feelings or
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I dive deep into shit too, right? Like we fucking opened a gym in 6 months. You know, like I'm a deep diver.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm a passionate. I'm a yes no guy,
Yeah.
but I don't know that word. You know.
Actually, I had one more that this is what caused me to come up with the
All right.
with the question in the first place, and that is a phrase that you hear a lot lately. Hold space.
Oh, like some of these life guru spiritual guys.
Oh, there's it's a lot deeper than that. It's a
But
lot
that's
more
what,
than
like
that.
those are the folks that are saying,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
hold space.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think growing up religious, people would say like hold space for the Lord or hold space for the Holy Spirit, and
Is
and
that
kind
it?
of meaning like make time or make energy or put into thought these people. I think that's where I would go.
See, that's kind of how I would think about it too, and yeah, that's kind of how I would think about it.
Because
However,
I wouldn't say it for like an individual.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say like, hey Jim, you should hold space for Sam.
Yeah,
You wouldn't say that.
but you might.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
Mine would be more. Of,
I think I wouldn't say it at all, and I think that part of my whole mission here with this particular thing is that there are words that people use that nobody understands.
yeah. So
well,
why are
and
you using it?
and hold space is something that people didn't say 10 years ago,
Yeah.
and whatever it means, it there are a lot of people to whom it means nothing.
Well, if you are using words that you know not a lot of people know, what's the point of using words?
Yeah, exactly.
The point is to communicate.
Exactly. If you're looking for a certain precision in your language,
Yeah.
by using a particular words, then you must realize that you have to be talking to an audience that can decode what you're encoding.
Right. And
By
then
choosing those
yeah.
particular words.
it's kind of a path of least resistance thing to me.
Yeah.
How can I get my message across the clearest?
right.
And so if you're throwing in these dad phrases, you're probably complicating them things.
Yeah.
Even though it is what it is, isn't. That's a good one. Everyone knows. Everyone knows. I'm the one that put that one in there that I didn't know, but
Yeah.
I know.
yeah.
You know, it's the end of the conversation. Let her
is
be.
what it is.
Yeah, let her rest.
It is what it is.
Yeah, hold space is good.
Holding space means being physically, mentally, and emotionally present for someone. It means
Oh.
putting your focus on someone to support them as they feel their feelings. That's not how I would have defined it really for in this kind of context. What I would have said was that you're basically giving them space to express whatever is going on without reacting.
So I agree with the definition, but how I would use it or how I hear it used is more like, I guess, more existential, like our other word, or more like philosophical. So it's
Yeah.
not an exact human. Like hold space for family. I wouldn't say hold space for Sam.
Yeah.
Or I would say hold space for religion or hold space for taking care of Jim. Maybe like that, like self-care
Yeah.
or something like that.
Self-care is one that we should have been on the list too.
Yeah, that's just a used and abused. Let me sell you my bubbly bath water
I
phrase.
I have a friend that somebody I've talked to for years and never met in person. Who anyway, he was having a difficult week, and I was like, I said on Twitter, I said, I don't particularly like the phrase self-care,
Yeah.
and it means a lot of different things to different people. But like, you can when you're having a bad time, you can give yourself a little grace. You can say,
No, I think the concept's great.
Yeah.
It's just how people apply it. Like if you got mental health issues or stress or whatever, like just getting your nails painted doesn't mean nails painted doesn't equal self-care for everyone.
No.
It might for a particular few.
it might.
If that means you got to get away from your husband and your kids and you need, that's your mental break to go relax. Sure.
Yeah, if it means that you're shutting everything else down so you can take care of this one thing that you've been
Right.
ignoring,
Right. But it should be
that you're gonna feel better afterwards.
Right, but then in that case, you should be self-aware enough to like, all right, I get my nails done every week because that's my shit. Rather than like, oh my God, I just ran my head in the ground. I'm an insane bitch for 6 months and I just got my nails done and now I'm cured. You know what I
It's
mean?
like the Snickers bar commercials.
That's how people use it, like a Snickers. Yeah, people use it like the Snickers
yeah.
instance where you, like if it's part of your routine to keep you even keel, that's self-care. Regular routine to allow you to be your best self. And I hate the term best self. You want to talk about, there's another one going on. Best
Living
self,
your best life.
Best self. Fuck, what is it? Something about masculinity.
Oh Christ, I don't know. No.
Fuck, I'll get back to it.
Yeah, we'll
It's
we'll
like
part two this.
That's not true masculinity. There's some shit going on, man. People just making up phrases left and right.
I agree with that.
And like again, the concept, I can kind of get down with the root, but I don't know, man.
we live in a time with a lot of made up words.
Well, I think it's kind of like we were talking about fitness and creating content. When you're like this, look, is there going to be some new philosophy or way of thinking coming out in our age? Maybe something small. But you're going to make some shit up. Socrates was a smart motherfucker. He came before you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think these people that like think they're philosophers got to come up with some bullshit
Yeah.
to explain some more bullshit that's already been explained really well in the past.
Yeah.
And that's where these words best self and best life and self-care and that's all it is. It's fake philosophers and fake psychologists.
I agree. We're going to put this one to bed.
Ladies and gentlemen, brand new episode every single Wednesday. Appreciate you. 3sb.co for updates on clothing. New drops coming very, very soon. I'm Sal Mike anywhere you want to find me. And appreciate you guys if you want to share this out. Instagram, Twitter, we'll repost. Thank you.
I am at the Jim McD on all the social medias. You can find this podcast everywhere that you want to find it on a podcast platform. If you can rate or review it, I'd appreciate it. You have been in good